Howdy tubers, welcome back for another adventure. We made it to year end. The horde and everyone watching this video, that's always a good thing. So it's time for my best and worst deals of 2024. First of all, let's just go through a couple of quick statistics. I bought 19 ATVs, ATCs this year. That compares to 17 last year, 24 in 2022, and 27 in 2021. So if you put all those numbers together, I brought the major part of 100 all-terrain vehicles home in the last 4 years. That's a lot of accumulation. For this year, once again, 19. I bought one brand new excavator and I got one free tractor, that Cub Cadet tractor that I'm actually using, and I'm very, very happy with it. Now, for best deals. So here it is. I'd have to say this is my favorite machine out of all the ones I collected. First of all, it helped fill in my Suzuki collection. It is a Quad Runner 185. It's basically the same thing as the LT 125, except it has front suspension. I really like this machine because it is a great flat tracker. It's got plenty of seat there, so you could give it a lot of body English. You could slide forward and backwards, get off to the side. It's a low machine to the ground because it doesn't have any back suspension, but it does have some front suspension, so it doesn't batter you quite as hard. The 185 is, it's enough power to power this machine, but not crazy powered. It doesn't tear itself apart. It's a relatively heavy machine, and it's kind of a short machine, so it could do some nice utility work. My buddy Steve gave it to me. It was a freebie. It was sitting behind somebody's, it was sitting in the bushes on somebody's property, and he made another deal with them, and they just gave it to him. They said, yo, get this out of here. So there you are. It has some of the the farm implements on it. Tail light too. Right, you gotta love that stuff. Nice machine. I don't think it has that many miles on it. This is 5,000. I don't know, can you guys see that? It didn't seem to have that many miles on it. It seemed to be a younger machine. Normally, as you start getting up at 5,000, they smoke and the whole bit. I really worked at turning it into a daily runner. And what I did is I swapped tires around from here, there, and everywhere to put a set of tires on it. And though the tires have quite a bit of thread on them, they're also weather cracked, so they went flat. All of them, well, 3 out of 4 of them, let's put it that way. What do you do when that happens? You can break the bead and put tubes in them, or you could just replace them. Tubes about 20 bucks each, tires about 50 bucks each. So, you know, you choose your poison. It's about the same amount of work to change a tire or to add a tube. So if your labor's free and the tires come apart easy, that's one way of fixing it. Yeah, this thing, once again, to add to my collection of vintage Suzukis, the ones that were around as I was beginning to ride and buy and sell these things, I was really happy to get this little wonder. In the category of worst deals, this Kawasaki Mule 3010 4x4 easily jumps to that category. My buddy Charlie ended up giving this to me for free. He did not charge me the $150 he initially mentioned. He got it from a cleanup, so I think it was like partial payment for him helping out, or one of these, I'm going to throw that away, if you want it, we'll load it up type things. I don't know. But other than parts, this thing has no redeeming features. The frame is rusted and rotted out, so to do anything with that, you'd have to do quite a bit of reinforcement, and you know, it's really just rotted out. So that's strike one. Strike two is it is just a heavy bugger, and with the back missing, it's hard to move around. When he first mentioned it and I was thinking about it, and I didn't say no, and I probably should have said no. The reason why I didn't say no is I thought the front wheel drive would be intact, so I could make a front wheel drive stubby UTV out of it. It'd be kind of something cool to beat around on. But the front diffie is blown out. It's stripped. It's completely stripped out of it. So really, all it is parts, and it's heavy. And though there are 4 tires here and a few other good things, it's it's really just an overweight monstrosity. As I went through the horde of acquisitions, there were a few surprises this year. I don't know if you guys remember the Kawasaki Bayou 220. I bought it in March. I hauled it all the way in from Pennsylvania, just outside of Gettysburg. Anyway, that machine came in at low compression, but it was a really nice looking machine. So I managed to get it started, you know, a little oil in the spark plug hole, adjust the valves. As a matter of fact, I think I discovered one of the valves was too tight, which is why it wouldn't start. Anyway, got it running, and the front wheels were cattywampus. They were aimed in the wrong directions. But after getting it back from the ride and spending a few minutes looking at it, I realized somebody welded a trailer hitch to the frame, category 3 trailer hitch, and they must have been using it to move a boat or a camping trailer or something, utility trailer, from the front. Anyway, it has a bent frame. And the way it was sitting in a shed with all the plastic on it and so forth, I really couldn't see that. So that was one surprise. Another surprise is I picked up a Polaris Trail Boss 350 4x4. I knew the engine was kind of trashed before I got it, and I basically rescued this from the scrapyard. It was going to the scrap heap. So I didn't look at it that closely. The guy wanted $200 for it. I just handed him $200. I got it home, and I figured, oh well, I'll just throw like maybe a Predator motor on it with a torque converter, use that to drive the transmission, and I got an oversized, underpowered 4x4, kind of a cool machine. Once I got it home and started looking at it, right, trying not to look a gift horse in the mouth, but once I got the gift horse home and I started to look at it, I discovered that the front wheel is driven with a chain. The front wheel drive is driven by a chain drive from the transfer case, gearbox, whatever you want to call it, out there. The sprocket on the front wheel drive was completely stripped out. The sprocket on the transmission was stripped out, and the chain was missing. As I also fumbled around under there, I discovered a lot of things had a lot of play. The engine's partially taken apart and left in the weather, so the engine's no good. So though it has some plastic, some heavy grill work, the tires hold air, the rest of it, you know, debatable purchase at $200. Maybe that one should have gone to the scrapyard also. On some real positive notes, one of the machines I've been after for a while, and they're expensive, or at least they're expensive down here, unless you get them completely shredded, and that's a Honda TRX 90. The TRX 90 is better than the 110, the 125, because it has suspension all the way around. They're very popular for engine swaps and bigger footprint axles, extended swing arms, stuff like that, to turn them into little racers, little lightweight racing machines. Especially if you're a person small in stature, light in weight, you put an oversized engine on it, oversized A-arms, the whole bit. It becomes quite the fancy little machine. So I was happy to find that. I paid $500 for it, which wasn't a freebie, and I worked at that $500. He didn't want to give it away that cheap, so I really had to work it. And it came in with a noisy second gear. Second gear still hangs, it's not stripped, so I could pull the engine apart, or I actually have a couple of spare engines that I can smash on there, 90cc size. So I was happy to get that. Another buddy of mine, up above Albany there, he got me a TRX 200 SX that had all the plastic intact on it. It's got a China carb on it, you know, it's got a little rigging that needs a little love. But from a cosmetic point of view, it's in really nice shape. So I was happy to get that also, and add it to the hoard. As you're looking at my carport full of various incomplete projects, what I really want to do in 2025 is I want to truly bank down the acquisition end of the gig. I mean, once again, over the last 4 years, I pulled in almost 100 units. I really got to back down on that side of it and actually do something with what I already own. I mean, I'm working my way toward ridiculous with the amount of stuff I picked up. So I gotta move some of it on. So that's basically the story. I want to thank everybody who supported me. I spent quite a bit of time in 2024 in cardiac rehab. So I'm done with that, and I'm declared mostly healthy. Healthy, but be careful. Is that it? Healthy, but taking a lot of medication. Is that it? However you twist it and turn it, I'm still here, and I got to thank God for that. I want to thank everybody who, once again, has supported me, watched all my videos, made comments. I got to work at responding to more and more of them. I just got to put the time aside and make it happen. I need you all to keep your feet down. I need everyone to have a really, really great 2025. 2024 is almost in the books, so make sure you put your best foot forward for 2025. Have a great year. Remember, feet down, heads up, and make the best out of every day. You don't know how many you're going to get, and I've recently experienced that. So make sure you get out there and have as much fun as you can. And one other thing I'm just going to add for this video. Try to be kind to each other, no matter what. Even if a person cuts you off, try not to, fly the bird at them and scream out the window. Just nod and figure maybe he didn't see you or he's having a bad day. Try not to brawl in the streets. Take care now, folks. Thank you again. Bye now.